Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chtib and Zhang show. It is episode 26. This episode, we are talking about the Stanley Cup Final between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. But, Eric, as usual, this episode is always going to be brought to you by Hot Streak Fantasy, the best in-play fantasy app on the market. Pick 2 to 3 players in the NBA while you're watching your favorite teams and watch them make you some money. Hot Streak is matching your initial deposit as a bonus, so get Hot Streak Fantasy app now. As we keep saying every episode, easy app, easy way to make money.
Very easy.
NBA playoffs are going on. Still a third round, still early, so still some time to make some moolah, some quick moolah. But like I said, NHL Finals. So let's get into it. But as always, roll it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chtib and Zhang show. It is episode 26. Eric, this episode all focused on the Stanley Cup Final. Yep. Montreal Canadiens facing off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But first, let's talk about the fantasy pool that happened quickly. Eric, it is now confirmed that I win the fantasy pool. Out of 40 players, I won. I brought it home for the podcast. We weren't able to win fantasy playoffs or regular season fantasy, but the playoff pool we were able to win. So the Tampa boys, kind of ironic now that I wanted them to win the whole playoffs because I picked a lot of them, but now here in the finals, they face the Montreal Canadiens.
But it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter because no one picked Montreal to go this far, so no one has any Montreal players.
I'd say fantasy pool. I have the most players left because I picked some Montreal and Tampa players. And I had 6 Tampa players. They're crushing it right now. Still crushing, unfortunately. But let's talk about the series. As always, we don't break what's broken in tradition or superstition. We always film after game 1. Game 1 happened. Eric, 5-1, the final. Similar game to the Vegas series, game 1, 4-1, where Montreal lost. Yeah. Very similar. Just, there were some good things. There were some good things. There were some bad things. Yeah. Let's look at some good things. Josh Anderson, definitely a good thing. Playing like he started to play at the end of the Vegas series. He had 6 hits, I think. 6 to 8 hits. I forget how many it was. 6 hits or something like that. He was physical. He had chances. And he pretty much got that line going. So that's a good thing. Josh Anderson, for him to get going if they want to win. Some bad things. The Suzuki line wasn't very good. Tyler Toffoli, Cole Caulfield. They didn't. For Cole Caulfield, as a rookie, he's already getting the respect that he deserves, right? Because he already has players shadowing him, making his life hard with the puck. So, he didn't have much space, which surprised me because, after what I saw, what he did against Vegas, I thought he would thrive against Tampa too, because Vegas is just a bigger team, in my opinion. But Tampa just stuck to their game plan, didn't give much to that Suzuki line. Oh, what's going on with my video? Yeah, didn't give much to the Suzuki line. One of our best offensive lines, that didn't get going. And the Deneau line, they did their job against Cirelli, Stamkos, and Killorn. That was their matchup, but for Suzuki's line, when you're matched up against Braden Point and you're spending most of your time on your shift in your own zone defending, it's kind of hard to score. Yep. And that's what happened that game. Ben Sherratt was good. Shea Weber was good.
Oh, yeah.
Carey Price made some phenomenal saves, even though it was 5-1. Can't blame him.
Never. Yeah.
It's all about game 2. As we said at the Hymas Bar, Eric, it's all about game 2. You forget about game 1. Wednesday is game 2. Montreal, I expect a bounce back performance. They did in Vegas. They played a good game 2 in Vegas. As long as they can win here on the road, they can. I think they could swing the series at the Bell Center.
Yeah.
I don't know. You watched the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you watch the game, like Montreal was in the game most of the way they play is obviously Tampa got more shots, right? But that's what happened most of the series for Montreal.
Zone time.
Exactly, but that's not how Montreal plays. If you look how the Islanders played Tampa, some game Islanders would get blown out like 8-0, but other games would be super close. Islanders would win some games. It's very similar to how Montreal plays, and I believe Montreal is a better team than Islanders. So that's what keeps me believing in the Montreal Canadiens. Just the fact that Islanders were supposed, they went maybe Game 7 with Tampa, and Montreal has a similar playing style with a better goalie in Carey Price. I believe a better defenseman and stronger defenseman.
Yep.
And also a deeper team than the Islanders. So,
yeah, for sure. Tampa, when you look at Tampa, they got the 4 lines they can roll.
exactly. Yeah, of course.
I mean, you have the point line, you have the Stamkos line, you got the third Gord line with Goudreau and Coleman. That's kind of their big check-in line. That's physical. And of course, they got their 4th line, who still has Tyler Johnson on it. So, when you have Tyler Johnson on
exactly,
the 4th line,
yeah,
a guy who could still skate in the NHL today, that just shows you how good their lineup is. For their blue line, Victor Hedman's good. He's always going to be a superstar. Eric Cernak, this playoffs, he had a good game. He scored. But this playoffs, he hasn't looked like a very good top 4 defenseman. Him and Jan Ruda, they've struggled. Miguel Sergachev and David Savard on the third pairings shut down. But, like you said, Montreal's decor. I don't think Tampa has faced a team with this physical, physical defensemen with that big 4. And, then you have the Merrill and Gustafson lineup. But at the end of the day, those two aren't really playing together as much, right? Either it's going to be Merrill, Weber, Gustafson, Petrie. They always split it up. Sherratt, Merrill, etc. They're always splitting up. So there's not much concern for those two to be out there together.
Sure. Yeah.
Montreal could skate with these guys 5-on-5. You can see how dangerous Tampa's power play is, right? I said, this is going to be a huge series where Montreal's going to have to be disciplined like they were against Vegas, but even more because what Tampa showed on the power play last night, how they can move the puck.
That was ridiculous.
I've seen the Tampa power play, but just to watch it live in the in the Stanley Cup final, the passes they try and pull off, just the openings they get. I mean, this is that's a power play that can just change the series. If it, if you get
you
it
see how crisp it's literally like in Chell. When you pass it goes directly to who you want, and then Hedman's getting
fake slap passes.
Hedman's getting super clean chance.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do it. It's very, very impressive.
So, but Montreal, like the Islanders, they're gonna have to be disciplined because I know they can skate 5-on-5 with.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Deneau did a good job against the Stamkos line. It was really the point line that was Tampa's best line, the Gord line too. But the point line against Suzuki, they really just dominated them. That game. They were in their own zone. Suzuki, they couldn't get anything going. Cole Caulfield couldn't get going. So, that's, in my opinion, is the X factor in this series is that Suzuki line. If they can't figure it out against Braden Point, listen, it's also one game, right? So let's calm down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens in game 2 with the bounce back. But if they somehow don't figure out and Montreal somehow goes down 2-0, then I don't know. Do you try putting Philip Deneau against Braden Point and then trying Suzuki against Stamkos? Because those are 2 top lines where you got vets like Killorn, Stamkos, Cirelli's a young, emerging all-star center in the league.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you got Palat, Point, and Kucherov. So I don't know how Luke Richardson's going to do it matchup wise. I don't think he's worried too much about the lineup matchup or matchup lineups. Because this team could skate 5-on-5, it's really the special teams that's going to win the series. Montreal's penalty kill right now is the best in the league. It did get scored on, so that's tough. But Montreal, for them to win this series, they have to limit Tampa on the power play 100%. Because
how fair do you think the reffing was? Yes, I feel like there's some calls where the
Sergachev one was a bit that was weird. Because Gallagher was kind of in a scrum with 2 people, and then Sergachev was kind of the third man coming in and just took Gallagher by surprise and just shoved him right to the ice.
And then the blood and
the blood, it kind of goes to show, I don't know, there should have been a penalty there. There were other ones.
Ben Sherratt when he touched Kucherov? He barely touched
the cross-check, the embellishment.
No, it was a roughing.
Embellishment. Basically, he hit him in the shoulder, and then Kucherov acted like he got in the head. Yeah. So, and then that's when Weber slashes him on the leg after because Kucherov embellished and Weber was pissed, and now Weber got fined $5,000, whatever, it's pocket change. But the calls, a couple of questionable calls. I don't think it would have won the Canadiens the game anyway. Even if Ben Sherratt ties the game on that slap shot he got from the point that hit the post 2-2, I think Montreal still loses the game. Tampa. They came out, they proved why they're the best team in the league and why they're the cup champions, and they're trying to defend. But I wouldn't worry too much. Montreal, like you said, they played a lot like the Islanders. They play a similar game. They play a trap. So, if they get bounced back in game 2, they could score early. And then they could just play that trap.
You could see some holes in that Tampa team, though. If you watch Montreal, you could see some holes. Like, they almost capitalized a couple times. I think they had 2 breakaways yesterday, too. Remember that Gallagher had a breakaway, and I think
Shea Weber had a breakaway.
Yeah, Weber had a breakaway. They hit the post.
It's for sure. Tampa definitely, you could definitely play with them. It's just their power. Exactly. I'm telling you, it's the power play. It's how disciplined are you?
Exactly.
Yoel Armia is going to come back in game 2. Obviously, hopefully, I didn't know why he didn't play game 1. He was a game time decision. I feel like it was a false COVID test that he got because he was on the ice. So I don't know why he didn't play. That was weird. But Jake Evans came in. They didn't play a terrible game. The fourth line, they just didn't look themselves, and that's because when you take a guy like Yoel Armia out, who's great at penalty killings. He has size. He's good with the puck. He has a good shot. That line was just clicking, right? The whole playoffs. And then you take him out, and the line's not really clicking. So hopefully he can come back. He's a big player. Even though he plays on the fourth line, he is a big player to this team. So when he comes back, hopefully that line could get going. And, it's even if Montreal somehow loses game 2, I like their chances at the Bell Center. 2 games. They're not out of it, as like I said. We've seen it before, down 3-1 against the Leafs. So, should we get to prediction time?
Okay.
I have made 3 predictions. 1, 2, 3. I know this is gonna be my 4th prediction. And every single prediction, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna hint at anything either. The people are gonna know. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. I like the series. I like the teams. I believe Montreal has it in them to make this a long series. So I'm gonna go with Montreal in 7. Montreal in 7. Yep, that's my choice. Little deja vu.
What I'm about to say, you can clip this, whatever. What I'm about to say is just I'm 0 for 3 on Montreal predictions, right?
0 for 3. You are 0 for 3.
But I want Montreal to win.
You have taken all the other teams.
So all I'm gonna say is, I don't know.
Okay, because I want realistic, man. Make it realistic.
Okay, a realistic trade.
I think Montreal's gonna win and go with Montreal. But if you
I honestly believe Montreal is gonna win this. I think this is.
Do you? Do you really?
I do.
Or is this Eric Zhang just hopping on the bandwagon now? Do we want Eric on the band? Well, you went 0 for 3, and now they're in the finals. You're gonna take him?
Says the guy who went 3-1 down. Oh, Montreal sucks.
But. I had them at 7 at the beginning of the series, so either way, I was still right.
Okay, fair. This ain't no bandwagon. This is a prediction, man.
Okay.
This is who I believe is gonna win. It's not what team. A bandwagon is more of what team you're supporting. Like,
I just mean like Montreal. Hopping on the Montreal wave. The bandwagon, the playoff bandwagon. They made it to the cup final. I'm just saying. A lot of people who like you at 0-3 against the Habs are picking the Habs now to win the cup.
Okay, well, I'm not those people that posted on their Insta stories that haven't watched a lick of regular season hockey.
So you believe Montreal is the better team in the series?
No, not the better team. I just think they're gonna win this series. I think
they're gonna win.
I think they're gonna win this series in 7.
Yeah.
I hope I don't go 0 for 4, but I think Montreal's got this.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you're the new Charles Barkley of the podcast.
I know. Okay, I'm switching.
No, you can't switch. You can't switch. No, you can't.
I have to.
Habs in 7.
Watch this. Ready? Watch this. Tampa in 7. You see?
I don't know. Now we're doing too much. We're doing too much.
We're doing way too much. Habs in 7. We're doing too much.
We're doing way too much.
Habs in 7. The reason
we're trying to play with stuff.
We can't play.
We're messing with magic. We don't even understand right now.
Exactly. Okay. So the reason I believe the Habs will win this is because, if you look at it, Tampa, they got no. Maybe that might play like Tampa. I don't know if Tampa's gonna have the hunger that Montreal. Like Tampa, they won last year. Right, similar team, but that might help them because they have no pressure, right? Tampa has no pressure on them to do anything, right? So
no, not really.
Exactly, but also, first of all, Carey Price. I think Carey Price is number 1 reason. If Montreal wins, it's Carey Price.
For sure.
We saw it in 1993.
Yeah,
Patrick Roy, right? Similar team, right? Very similar team. I love Montreal's defense the whole postseason. They proved me wrong. Like they're like, I know like I've been saying like, oh, it's like a big slow. Like they all have like they're all big and slow, but
Hey man,
that's what
size
playoffs
still
are.
proves. Size in the playoffs still proves to be
That's what playoffs are about. You
the
need like,
solution.
and it's not like they're giving up these like Montreal barely gives up any like breakaways or anything to like the other team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm even though their defensemen aren't that fast, so they proved me wrong there. Like I believe in those defensemen for sure.
Mhm.
And then if I continue like the depth of this team, like obviously every game it's like, oh, he didn't perform, but like realistically, like Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, they didn't have a back. They just didn't
They didn't really do anything, man. That's
okay. Obviously,
they
like
spent a lot of time in their own zone. That was
I
bad.
know. But like, bro, have you seen them every other like Suzuki and Caulfield? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not going to discredit what they did, but I'm not going to also say like, listen, whatever. Suzuki, they could play like shit. Doesn't matter because what they did in the playoffs. Like, if they want to win this series, that line
exactly.
needs
Yeah.
to be one of their best lines.
Oh yeah, for sure. I understand that, and I'm very impressed with Josh Anderson. I've always loved Josh Anderson. Playoffs Josh Anderson. And he's good, man. Like Josh Anderson, he's a big
Well,
guy.
he's heating up a little right now.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up. I want to see Toffoli start getting going too.
And
you
he's
know,
got to get going too. Toffoli.
Toffoli can definitely get going. I don't know how much. I'm really curious on how the third line and fourth line are going to do in these playoffs. Because
wait, in this series, you mean Montreal's third and fourth?
Yeah, Montreal's third and fourth. I just want to see if they can like score as like they did.
Well, hopefully
before.
the fourth line gets going. Like what I'm saying with Armia coming back.
Exactly.
They've been one of the best lines in the playoffs.
And obviously, Philip Deneau. Obviously, okay, a lot of people like, oh, Philip Deneau doesn't score. Okay, it doesn't matter. This guy's like, pay this guy like 70. Like this guy, his defense is worth it. He can shut down like he can take on any center, like any player. He can shut down anyone, and he's clutch like that, man. He's just clutch like that. Yeah. That pass to Artur, this guy doesn't even look anymore when he passes. when he sees someone on the side, he just passes it, man. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah. I love Deneau.
Yeah, like you said, I have Montreal in 7-2. I just think that game one, they had some bad turnovers that costed them 2 goals. The face-offs in their own zone, you can't let the other line have clean face-off wins in your own zone because that just leads to set plays, right? You're telling me like that Kucherov play, that's a set play basically, right? He just has all that space to, what corner am I picking? Like, come on. You like if you're gonna be in your own zone and you're gonna be in a face-off dot, at least try to tie him up or something. Don't allow clean face-off wins in your own zone.
Exactly, yeah.
Because that just it gives such a good scoring chance. Just even if Victor Hedman somehow gets the puck at the point from a clean face-off win, and then there's bodies in front of the net, and he just shoots it, and that's your game-winning goal. Like they're gonna look back at the face-off play. What went wrong here? So Montreal was leading, I think, at one point in the face-offs too. It's just Tampa's going to capitalize on the mistakes that you make. The little mistakes that you make, they're going to capitalize. They did it in the game with the turnover, Gallagher's turnover. Was it Gallagher's turnover? Whose turnover was it? I think it was. But they scored off a turnover. Kucherov scored off the face-off. They scored off the power play. So it kind of very similar to the Vegas game one. But for Montreal to win this series, what they did against Vegas, be more disciplined, obviously. Use your speed to your advantage, like we saw against Vegas, big guys, and like we said, Tampa's they're a big team, not a big team, but they're not as big as Vegas is, right? So they should have more space and opportunity to create chances. It just boggles my mind. Like Tampa, I know, it has to be game. I really do believe the Montreal Canadiens can bounce back. Because they played such a tough team in Vegas, who was one of the best teams.
Exactly.
Everyone expected Vegas.
Tampa Cup Vegas. I thought they were one of the best teams,
and one of the biggest teams in the playoffs. So Montreal beat that bump that they could play against size, even though they're like incredibly smaller, and that's heavily due to their decor. But Tampa's fast, so you got to watch their speed through the neutral zone and the cycle, man. If there's anything Tampa watched and film against the Montreal Canadiens, that cycling against them works because they cycle the puck a lot, especially against the Suzuki line, a much smaller line. That Goudreau, Coleman third line came out, they were able to cycle the point line, they cycled. So that X Factor Suzuki series, if they can bounce back, If Josh Anderson continues like this, the third line can keep going. Yoel Armia comes back. The fourth line gets going. I could really see Montreal going 7, winning this in 7, for sure. And like you said, Philip Deneau, pay him 7, pay him whatever. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins actually signed today with the Oilers.
Yeah, but he didn't get signed. He didn't. It wasn't that
8
big.
years. That's what I'm saying. So 8 years. What was it? $41 million. That's like 5 something.
Yeah, it was 5 something.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Philip Deneau a lot.
Yeah,
that's really gonna hurt Philip.
But
Deneau
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is not Philip Deneau on defense.
No, but he scores though. He puts up points. But for him to go 5 something, like that's gonna hurt.
But don't forget, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' points are kind of stat padded by if he plays either with Draisaitl or Connor McDavid, right? Deneau doesn't have that player that he plays with.
No, for sure. Deneau's
and we know Deneau shows up in the playoffs.
But I'm saying this is gonna, no matter what, this is gonna no matter how the negotiations go, this is gonna hurt him in free agency, which is good for us, I guess, in a way when it comes to the salary cap.
Yeah.
But just that. Basically, you gotta take a lot of the things like that the Islanders did against this team. They're not as good, I'd say, as the Islanders defensively because that's a whole system that they dedicate themselves to. But the top 4, if they keep going, Shea Weber's playing great, Ben Sherratt's playing great, Jeff Petry's playing great. If they can keep going, Carey Price doing him, and yeah, I believe this is like Luke Richardson said today on 690. Is like this is Montreal. They lost this. It's been their first loss in 5 games or something like that, or no, I would say this. This is what he said. This is like their worst game in 5 games.
Fair, yeah.
In 5 games they had played, this is their worst one, right?
Fair.
And it came in the Cup Finals. So I expect Montreal to bounce back, right? And if they already showed me a lot of chances in Game 1. If I expect a bounce back, I expect a better team to come up. So I expect if Montreal can split 1-1. Go back home. Hopefully, there's 10,000 people at the Bell Center. Hopefully, the government allows that at half capacity. Montreal could swing the series. It's huge. So don't give up on the Canadiens.
Yeah, I know.
It's only 1-0.
I feel like, for sure. No, not all. But the thing is, we can say all these predictions. We think, but sometimes it just comes down to the hockey gods and just luck. Let's be honest. Like hockey, there's a lot of not luck involved, but just look at that Ben Sherratt goal.
Yeah,
that bounce, just things like that, obviously.
The bounce.
Obviously it matters, if you play well defense, if you get more chances, but and then hockey, and let's say in OT, there's only 7, you got to win 4 games. You score a lucky goal, one goal is so important. Sometimes it just doesn't come down to luck, but if Montreal, I feel like they have it going a bit, and the hockey gods, I feel like it's their moment. Okay, I'm a pretty superstitious. Yeah. It's their moment.
Well, hopefully, when you want to talk about momentum and lucky bounces and all that, just Carey Price just proves how good he is. I mean, he made, I forget what save was it. Was it I don't know if it was the Samco save or it was the was it the Tyler Johnson? Remember the pad save, the backhand pad save? Was that Tyler Johnson? Anyway, Carey Price made a great save, and then Montreal goes down the ice.
Yeah.
And Ben Sherratt hits the post, and then they get the puck back and they score. Ben Sherratt scores.
Yeah.
So it goes to show, Carey Price makes a huge save.
Exactly.
The momentum
it's all
your
about
way.
momentum. Yeah, it's all about the moment.
You're still in the hockey game. That's it could have been a 3-0 and said it's 2-1. I mean, that's just momentum swing.
Exactly.
So, this is the best team that they're going to face. Best team Tampa's going to face.
I'll be honest. I thought Vegas was the best team. I still think Vegas would beat Tampa in this. I believe Vegas is a better team than Tampa. Yeah. Vegas got better defensemen. Overall, Vegas have better defensemen.
Yes.
Marc-Andre Fleury, obviously.
I would say Montreal's defensemen are better than Tampa's too.
Yeah, in terms of they've been shown. Yeah, I'm not
even talking about points, but I'm saying that big four is way better than their
of course, yeah. But I'm telling you, Vegas had a really good team. I was very surprised. I'm not gonna lie that Montreal beat them. That was very impressive. That when they did that, I was like, okay, they're for real. They're for real.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Basically, you should have seen the videos on St. Catherine to prove that we're real. I really think if Montreal wins the mug, that St. Catherine might be up in flames.
Bro,
it might be on fire. Montreal
in the
might
semis,
burn.
someone did you see fireworks up people's asses?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about flames. I might see flames, like the Hunger Game flame. I might just see St. Catherine light up on fire if they somehow end up winning this.
Are we going to St. Catharines?
I mean, I don't know.
We don't know.
If I don't know where I'm gonna be. Knock on wood. So if they somehow figure this out, Montreal, I have no clue where I am in the future. If they do win it, where I would be, I don't know. Dead, maybe.
You gotta let the moment carry you for sure.
I have no. That could be the craziest night of my life if Montreal wins it.
Yeah. Because I always say this to a lot of people, like
28 years in the making.
I know. Because people always like, you see how everyone's posting like Insta stories about like, oh, Montreal, like everyone's a Habs fan now, right?
Bandwagon. All you could see all the bandwagon Habs fans now.
I'm seeing this. I'm like I just feel bad because there's people like you, like Nick Trump, like these people watch. Watch every single regular season, every second. Like you'd be like, oh, I can't go to the gym, I can't do this, I gotta go watch a Habs game, and then you have these. And you like, okay, you post on your story, but like you have these people like
they don't even know how. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like I'm just like, yo, come, like you still got like, you can post it.
I do hate seeing that.
You know, I just feel bad. Like it's just like, come on, like I understand it, but
it's a disrespect. It's disrespect. It's classless. That's what it is.
But you know what I mean, though. Like it's like, it's like I support your city, but like.
Where were they against Toronto? Where were they against?
Where were they? Where were they the last 20 years? Were they were there when Brian Gionta and Plekanec were there, and Montreal was struggling with Travis Moen? Like,
what do you mean? They were the best team with Travis Moen.
I know.
Montreal was the best team, but I mean, this is a first for a lot of us, for a lot of Habs fans.
Exactly.
And you know, some older people might even tell you, like, I don't even remember 93. I have no recollection 93. So this is really important, not just to new fans, to the old fans. I mean, when you're in a market like Montreal, a crazy market like Montreal, and you have an opportunity to win the mug. Yeah. By the way, we don't try and say the C word, remember? Yeah. Don't want to say that C word anymore. Yeah. If you have a chance to win the mug, it gets the city going, man. Crazy. It's crazy just to think how crazy hockey is, this sport. How crazy this sport. Eric, could you envision
this is why I love the game.
A basketball team like this? Okay, imagine in basketball terms. Imagine the Montreal Canadiens.
Last seed in their seed in the division.
They get free agents. Mark Bergevin signs free agent, basically saving their season. Because without those people, they miss it. Of course. So he signs the free agents. Montreal has high expectations going into it, right? Yeah. Into the season. They have I think if you really count how many games they won, they're below 500 team. Yeah. They clinched the last spot. Everyone has them out against Toronto. You know, Montreal's not really the team. They have them out against Toronto, and then they win. They sweep Winnipeg. I mean, could you see that ever happening in basketball? Maybe one team where it's happened like that.
No, but I'm not gonna lie, it does happen in hockey a lot. Like if you think St. Louis, but like that's why I love
in basketball. It's like. You're like, if you're expected to make the playoffs, you're making the playoffs, right? There's any surprises except like
exactly
the Wizards, you would say, but the Wizards aren't in the NBA Finals.
Exactly, yeah, of course.
I'm not saying Montreal's the Wizards, but
it does have to do with hockey and how it's played, because in basketball you have a lot of points, and it's like there's a lot less margin for error and margin for difference. In hockey, there's more not luck involved, chance. Like it's just more. There's less goals and there's more players, more variables, right?
The expectations are just more realistic in basketball. Like if basketball, it's like if my 5 are better than your 5, we're gonna win. That's basically it, right? And then you have the cases where there's some upsets or something like that, where the Nets lose too. You saw,
but that wasn't too much of an upset. If I'm doing, it wasn't too much of an because Milwaukee's a really good team. If you look at,
for sure right now. But I would have never expected this team to do this.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Not even when they clinched the playoffs.
If this was a normal season, they're not even in the playoffs, man. They're not even supposed to be in the playoffs.
I know.
Like, how ridiculous is that? They're not even supposed to be in the playoffs, and now
500 team.
Exactly. And now look where they are.
I mean, it's just crazy that the line combinations, the chemistry right now is clicking. Like we've seen Eric Stahl and Corey Perry play before in the regular season, and they were garbage.
Yeah.
Like they did nothing right.
Yeah.
And now in the playoffs, it's like they're one of our best lines with Yoel Armia on there. I mean, it's just crazy how everyone everyone looks at each other in the locker room is like, "Are you all in? Are you all in?"
Oh,
because I'm all in. And when everyone's all in, this is what happened. This is literally a product of being all in, Eric. Being all in. This is a product of this, of what we're seeing. Exactly. All these other teams, they weren't all in. Mm-hmm. They weren't all locked in because no team no team with Montreal's record, let's say in the regular season, could do what they are doing. 7 points they had or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, how many points did Tampa have? How many points more do they have than the Canadiens? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, and that just goes to show how crazy the sport of hockey is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it reeks of '93. Mm-hmm. Just of the expectation in '93. Like Montreal wasn't expected to do much really into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They were one of the weaker teams going in.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to what they did against, they won 2 consecutive games in the first round, like Montreal did against Toronto. They swept their next opponent, and then they beat their third opponent. I forget what, in 6 or something like that.
Yeah, it was 6-6, yeah.
So it reeks of '93. Job's not done yet.
No.
So it's going to be a long series, I feel. Very, very long series. 7 games. We both have the Montreal Canadiens winning. And, man, this is just this would be a missed opportunity, Eric. I don't like to think ahead of next season. I hate doing that in the playoffs.
Yeah, let's chill with that.
But you would just, if Montreal doesn't get it done this year, you would just look at this year as a missed opportunity. Just look at what the Atlantic Division is going to look like next year. Just look at it. You got Tampa, who you're facing in the Atlantic Division, Boston, Toronto, Florida, and then Detroit you have trouble against. Ottawa you have trouble against. Who knows what the Sabres are going to look like? Hopefully they're dog shit, but I don't know. I don't know. This could be a missed opportunity. Hopefully everyone's all in. I know they're all in, but I want these young guys to win it for the vets.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People don't realize there's so much put into every if you think about the players, there's so much put in for everything to happen, right? Especially in the playoffs, so much had to go right for the Montreal to be where they are right now. So let's not talk about
just everyone's dialed in.
Exactly, you gotta be dialed in.
Montreal, I think that's what mistakenly get here.
Of course. But
all those fans about JT and Shifley and come on, man.
Yeah, come on. No. They are there's not more of a definition of earned. They earned this. They're here. I think that's the signings of the vets. I feel like Bergevin knew what he was doing there. You get vets. Eric Stahl's been there before. He's won a cup. Corey Perry's been there before. He has a cup. They've been in these moments. And also it's nice to see a rookie like Cole Caulfield and Nick's being able there
to try and win for guys like Carey Price and Shea Weber. I mean, that's what they have it on. I mean, of course, you know how many times are you gonna be able to win a cup? But at their age, on their minds, they're probably listen, let's. I would love to win it for these older guys.
Exactly.
Love that, especially guys like Price and Weber who don't have cups and who would confirm first ballot Hall of Fame if they're able to win.
Exactly. Yeah.
Both those guys, even though I do believe both those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers.
Especially Carey Price.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for a goalie, there's only been 6 goalies to win the Hart in his NHL history. Yeah. Just that alone should get you into the Hall.
And that's the thing. I don't I feel like Carey Price, I don't want him to end up like a Henrik Lundqvist where people are like, oh, he made to the finals once. He's very good, but Henrik
Lundqvist is a first ballot, right? He has to be.
Exactly. Yeah, he is.
So we're still young too, but
exactly.
Whenever you have an opportunity,
for sure. And you have to think about it. Imagine you get your first cup so young, and then you never have to worry about getting another. It's just so much
Corey
pressure.
Perry? Didn't Corey Perry win a cup?
Yeah, Corey Perry, Eric Stahl too. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys have won, but on their mind, they're probably wanting to win another cup.
Yeah, obviously.
They won.
Of course,
they last won when he was 22. You don't think Corey Perry wants to win another one?
You see how much pressure Ovi lost after he won that one. Ovi lost one cup. You didn't hear another.
Oh my god! I thought he was going to retire. I thought he was going to quit hockey, man. The way he was partying, I thought the guy was going to quit hockey. But like you said, pressure for sure.
Exactly. You haven't heard a single Ovi is that No, he has a cup. He's won it before. He doesn't have to explain himself. Like that's what this Montreal, especially Carey Price is.
It's all about game 2. Leave game 1 in the past. Montreal just very similar to Vegas, like I said, very similar, and they bounce back well. So if Montreal can bounce back 1-1, Eric, then Montreal is in favor. Montreal has the advantage going into the Bell Center. Montreal does, because they haven't played well at home during the regular season, but in the playoffs, Eric, that Bell Center, they thrive in the Bell Center. And if they could somehow get 10,000 fans in there, that'd be insane. I mean, let alone 25 or 3,500. It seems like the way they spread it out, there's people in the building, but 10,000? Oh, Eric, that could be a game changer in this series. So we'll just have to wait and see for game 2 on Wednesday night. Hopefully Armia's in. Hopefully, they work on some of the things we talked about. Like Montreal, like I talked about Montreal doing against Vegas, stopping the cycle play, using their speed to their advantage, especially through the neutral zone, and just being disciplined. You have to be disciplined against these guys. You have to. The way they move the power play, you can't give these guys anything.
Oh, it's so
and their penalty kill, Montreal's penalty kill, it's been good. They got scored on game 1, but if they keep going like they were, at the end of the day, I still think Montreal can skate with this team 5-on-5. There has been no team that I think has been like, whoa, well, I'm like, this team's way better than Montreal 5-on-5. There hasn't been a single team yet, because Montreal's really built 4 lines, really built for 5-on-5, and they've always been one of the best 5-on-5 teams in the league. So I know they could skate 5-on-5 with this team. Just X factor, Suzuki line, Josh Anderson keep going the way he is. Montreal has a chance for sure, as long as they have this guy that's doing his thing night out. So that's going to conclude it for another episode of the Chtib and Zhang show. Thank you for listening. If you were listening on Spotify or watching us on YouTube, as always, check out Hot Streak Fantasy app.
Of course.
Download it on the App Store for the NBA playoffs. And by the time next episode airs, Eric, I forget what game it's going to be.
Oh my God.
But, we'll be in the thick of the series for sure.
So next Wednesday,
and, we'll see what happens. Definitely talk about some NBA playoffs. It'll probably be the NBA Finals, maybe. By the way, things are going in that Milwaukee series. It might actually be the NBA Finals next week, probably. So we'll talk about that for sure. But like I said, as always, thank you for listening to the Chtib and Zhang show, episode 25, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. See ya.